Hi guys, welcome back. If you've been watching these videos in order, you know that I've already cleansed, primed, and started my makeup process. I've done all of my liquids. So I've done my concealer and my foundations, and this video is really going to be about setting that makeup with powder. There's many different things you can do to set your makeup with powder. Something you've probably heard of is baking, and I'm not going to go into that in this video. This is just going to be your basic setting your liquid foundation with powders. I will do another video later if you guys want on baking, but I'm not going to include that in this video. So if you're just tuning in, that's where I am. If you've been watching, thank you, and I apologize because like I said, I think these videos are getting longer and more rambly. So I'm going to try to wheel it back in. This video is just going to talk a little bit about the different things you can do with setting powders. Again, this is where you kind of have to find what works for you. Some setting powders that people love, others will hate. I use pretty commonly, if I'm not baking, two different powders. I use the Tarte Smooth Operator Amazonian Clay Finishing Powder. Now, some people don't like this under eye because they find that it really dries out your under eye. For a long time, I thought that it was fine under my eye, but I don't know, lately, I'm thinking my winter skin, I'm noticing the same thing, that it really makes it look dry. So I don't use that for that anymore, but what I use it for is my dreaded forehead wrinkles and my smile lines. So I did not buy the full jar. I don't think you would ever need the full-size jar of this, to be honest with you. This little travel size guy is one and done for me. Like, this is plenty. So the brush I'm going to use is the Morphe M335 brush. It's just kind of a small powder brush. The way to use this product is to just tap some into the lid, and then you can open it up and you'll see you'll have enough in there. You really don't need a lot of this powder. If you use too much, it will pick up your foundation and it's going to leave marks. So you just want to go in super lightly. You could even use a looser brush than this. This is Luxie M22. It's a tapered highlighter, but I like it because it's pretty, you can see the bristles are much wider, so it's not going to pick up anything. But what I typically use is this Morphe brush. So I'm just going to kind of swirl, pick up powder, and then I'm just going to lightly go over those wrinkle lines that I have. It's going to set that liquid foundation from forming into those lines and making permanent creases. Another place I really like to use this, I mentioned my smile lines, so I will go in there. But again, this is super, super light. We're just tapping the product over what we already have. You can see in the light where it's not blended in, that's fine. That's gonna go away. Another great place is to use it in here. Because if you have oily skin, yes, your T-zone, you know, your nose, right above your eyebrows, is gonna be an oily place. But I feel like people commonly forget that right here gets wrinkly, right? Like we're making all of our facial expressions and all of our makeup is gonna set into those lines. So that's step one. Looking a little crazy, that's all I do. Now, the powder that pretty much everyone agrees across the board is a great setting powder. There's many other good ones out there. My point is that most people don't have anything bad to say about the Laura Mercier translucent setting powder. This thing is a beast. It's good on every skin tone. I love it. Everyone loves it. The big jar, yes, you want it. You're gonna use a ton on your face. It's gonna go everywhere. It doesn't matter. It's magical. So this is the loose setting powder. Translucent, so it has no color to it. I did somehow take a chunk out of my container, so you're gonna see, but same thing. The brush I'm gonna use is the Real Techniques powder brush. I love this thing. It's huge, it's fluffy, you could use anything like that, but this one is my favorite I've found. Again, we're gonna tap that product in. Now this is, it's got holes all over the top of it, so I'll show you. You're gonna get a lot more product by tapping, whereas the Tarte one just has one or two little holes, so you have to tap a little bit more. You're not gonna get as much product out. This, you're gonna see from that amount of tapping, I have a ton of product in here. So, like, there's a lot in there. What I'm talking about now, you can see, is all of the holes in the top of this jar. You're gonna get enough out with just a few taps. But this, I don't know how this happened. I took a little chunk out, makes me sad. Anyway, moving on. So be prepared to get powder everywhere. Setting my under eye. I'm gonna go back with that Morphe brush, pick up powder, and just literally go under my eye like this. So this is going to be a similar technique to baking, not to get into baking too much, but baking you would let that sit, whole other topic. This we're just going to like buff right back out. So you can tap it off, like look, you can see that powder's going everywhere, and just buff that back out. It's going to be lighter, that's not gonna matter, it's gonna go away. Okay, so that's that. Now we're going to pick up our big brush and literally just go all over our face. So that's going to blend in that Tarte powder that we had earlier. I go over my eye, I go everywhere. And I'm just going to kind of lightly, again, this is not rubbing hard. This is just lightly going over your face. This is just going to make sure that we're not setting any of that liquid foundation into our lines, that we're not going to heat up on the dance floor and have our makeup melting off our face. So that is our setting powder. If you feel like you can still see the other powder, if you've used two powders, just literally go in with a little more. But you will have this stuff all over you. It will get in your eyes, you know, or it can get in your eyes. It's fine. You will use a lot, but you have a lot. So that concludes this video of setting powders. The next video, I'm going to go into finishing my face. It's going to be a quick tutorial about contouring, but nothing too advanced, and using setting sprays. So thanks for tuning in for this one, and just keep on watching if you're interested. Thanks, guys.